Good morning. Haley, you can go ahead.
Okay, good morning. I'm Ali Mohseni, Staff Director at Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee. Welcome to today's executive meeting. This meeting is a hybrid meeting, so some participants are in Rockland County, but many are participating remotely. We need to make sure that everyone can hear the proceedings, so please try to speak clearly. The agenda for today's meeting is shown on the screen. Please show the agenda. Jim Rusak, Secretary of the Transportation Coordinating Committee, Assistant Commissioner, Regional Affairs and Asset Management, and Acting Regional Director of the New York State Department of Transportation, Region 8, will start the meeting. Jim, please.
Thank you, Ali. Good morning. As Ali mentioned, my name is Jim Rusak. I'm the Assistant Commissioner for Regional Affairs in main office. With Lance's retirement back in the spring, I've been covering Region 8 as the Regional Director. That will probably go on until about fall, until I'm able to backfill Lance. I'm also acting as the Secretary to the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee, or TCC. I will now call roll by agency for today's executive meeting. Principal voting representatives present should state their names. I do have all of the required signed proxy letters from the principals. First, the voting members. Putnam County.
Barbara Barossa, representing County Executive Kevin Byrne.
Rockland County.
Stephen John Powers, representing County Executive Edwin J. Day.
Westchester County.
Later, representing County Executive Ken Jenkins.
Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
Good morning. My name is Tiana Grimes, and I'm representing Jano Lieber.
For New York State Department of Transportation, I'm here. New York State Thruway Authority.
This is Nancy Zhou, represent the Thruway Authority.
Very good. Now the advisory members. Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. No one from Port Authority? All right, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. All right, no one from DEC. Federal Transit Administration. Okay, Federal Highway Administration. No. US EPA. No. Western Connecticut Council of Governments. All right. Under the current Mid-Hudson South TCC operating procedures, we have a quorum for today's meeting. I would now like to turn the meeting over to Stephen Powers, representing Ed Day, Rockland County Executive.
Jim, thank you. Everyone, welcome to this morning's meeting. My name is Stephen Powers. I'm the Director of Public Policy and Intergovernmental Relations for the County of Rockland. I'm representing County Executive Edwin J. Day as the Mid-Hudson South TCC Chair. We are offering this meeting as a webinar to comply with New York State's Executive Order Number 3 on public access to government decision-making. The meeting webinar will be archived and available through NYMTC website, which is www.nymtc.org. We have an ambitious agenda for today's meeting, so let's proceed to the next agenda item. I would like to turn this meeting back over to Ali Mohseni, the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee Staff Director.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. My name is Ali Mohseni. I'm the Staff Director for the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee. I will give an overview of the development of the Federal Fiscal Years 2026-2030 Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP. The NYMTC public participation procedures require the TIP Regional Transportation Plan, or RTP, and related transportation conformity determinations to be publicly reviewed. The main public review period for the proposed Federal Fiscal Years 2026-2030 TIP was held from June 2nd through July 1st. Let me tell you a bit about NYMTC. We are a metropolitan planning organization for New York City, Long Island, and the Lower Hudson Valley. To receive federal transportation and planning funds, the federal regulations require that each urbanized area with a population of 50,000 or greater must have a planning process. In this region, implementing this transportation planning process is the responsibility of the New York Metropolitan Transportation Council, NYMTC. NYMTC is a regional council of government consisting of 9 voting and 7 advisory members. NYMTC is an organization required by federal legislation, as I mentioned, which authorizes funding for transportation in this region. NYMTC is an organization that is responsible for the mandated metropolitan transportation planning process. NYMTC provides its region with a collaborative planning forum in which to address transportation-related issues from a regional perspective and to plan for and make decisions on the use of federal transportation funds. This is NYMTC's 10-county planning area, which is home to more than 12 million people. This is approximately 65% of New York State's population and 4% of the population of the nation. Our planning area covers approximately 2,440 square miles. As you can see, this planning area is divided into sub-regional areas. This allows us to better respond to local needs. We are currently located within the Lower Hudson Valley area, and the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee, or TCC, assists our members with transportation planning. The other areas are served by Nassau-Suffolk TCC and the New York City TCC. NYMTC is a regional council comprised of 9 voting and 7 advisory members. Voting members include the county executives of Westchester, Rockland, Putnam, Nassau, and Suffolk counties, New York City Department of Transportation, New York City Department of City Planning, New York State Department of Transportation, and the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA. Advisory members include the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, New Jersey Transit, the North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, or NJTPA, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, the Federal Highway Administration, the Federal Transit Administration, and the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Congress funds transportation through authorizations and appropriations. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, IIJA, is a multi-year authorization act. It was signed into law on November 15, 2021. It authorizes the Surface Transportation Program for 5 years. The assumed funding will continue at current levels beyond 2026. Next slide, please. The previous authorization act was the FAST Act, which provided $293 billion in funding. IIJA shows a substantial increase from the FAST Act, a $274 billion increase. Next slide, please. Title 23 Formula Funding Program are programs administered by FHWA. These programs include National Highway Performance Program, a National Highway Freight Program, Surface Transportation Block Grant Program, Congestion Mitigation Air Quality Program, CMAQ, Highway Safety Improvement Program, Metropolitan Planning Carbon Reduction Program, Protect Program, and National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program. Okay, next slide, please. Title 49 Formula Funding Programs are programs administered by FTA. Each funding program has its own purpose and eligibility requirements, and they include Section 5303 Metropolitan Transportation Planning, Section 5307, 5340 Urbanized Area Formula, Section 5309 Fixed Guideway Capital Investment, Section 5310 Enhanced Mobility of Seniors and People with Disabilities, Section 5337 State of Good Repair, and Section 5339 Bus and Bus Facilities. To receive federal transportation funding, a continuing cooperative and comprehensive planning process is required. Our mandated planning products include a long-range regional transportation plan, which is a minimum 20 years, a medium-range transportation improvement program, which is minimum 4-year program, an annual unified planning work program, UPWP, 1-year program, a congestion management process, CMP. Since NYMTC's planning area is designated as Transportation Management Area, or TMA, we are required to have a congestion management process. A transportation conformity determination containing a regional emissions analysis, since NYMTC's planning area includes all or part of several air quality non-attainment or maintenance areas under the Clean Air Act amendments of 1990, and a periodically updated public involvement plan. We are currently working in this portion of the planning process, circled in red here, the Transportation Improvement Program, or TIP. The TIP is the focus of this portion of the meeting. NYMTC's program is substantial, with over 1,000 projects. Our Metropolitan Planning Organization provides funding for numerous transportation needs in areas such as transit, roadways and bridges, bicycle, pedestrian, transit and road safety, system and demand management, and last but not least, operating and maintenance. NYMTC's TIP is programmed for 5 years from federal fiscal year 2026 to 2030. The first 4 years of the TIP matches the State Transportation Improvement Program, or ISTIP, which enables the obligation and eventual federal reimbursement of funds encumbered by our members. A new TIP is usually developed every 2 to 3 years. This is an enormous effort, and it takes as long as an entire year to develop and construct a new TIP. This effort requires the coordination of many agencies. Development cycles are also coordinated with the statewide TIP or ISTIP development schedule and with our sister NPOs. TIP development cycles include air quality analysis to ensure the projects selected do not violate the national ambient air quality standards under the Clean Air Act. During each cycle, existing projects are updated and new projects are programmed and new physical years are added. Our last TIP cycle occurred for the federal fiscal year 2023 to 2027 TIP. Here we illustrate the current TIP versus the proposed TIP. As you can see, we are in the third year of the existing TIP. Our new TIP will begin in the fourth year of the current TIP, and it will replace that TIP. This will be the start of the new 5-year transportation program beginning October 1st, 2025, which is the start of federal fiscal year 2026. To fund an NYMTC program, the state, through the New York State Department of Transportation, divides each formula fund between allocable and non-allocable categories. Formula funds include the Congestion Mitigation Air Quality Program, the Highway Safety Improvement Program, the National Highway Performance Program, and the Surface Transportation Block Grant Program. The state creates funding targets for each of these fund sources, which are used as parameters to guide our program building efforts. Allocable building targets are identified for each region, while non-allocable funding is managed centrally by the state in conjunction with the Metropolitan Planning Organization. Next slide. The intent of this TIP update is to identify needs independent of fund source and distribute targets accordingly. Funding or planning targets for the proposed federal fiscal year 2026-2030 TIP are set with the following assumptions. Federal authorizations for each funding program are set by the IIJA through September 30th, 2026. Assumed New York State funding levels for FFY 2027 through 2030 are derived from the IIJA authorization. New York State Department of Transportation uses these assumed funding levels to develop planning targets for each of its 11 administrative regions. Next slide, please. 3 of the 11 NYSDOT administrative regions are contained within the NYMTC planning area. Region 8 covers 7 counties in Lower Hudson Valley. 3 of them are in NYMTC planning area. Region 10 includes Nassau and Suffolk counties, both of which are in NYMTC planning area. And Region 11 covers the 5 boroughs of New York City, all of which are in NYMTC planning area. Next slide, please. NYMTC program is physically constrained. Physical constraint has been a requirement since the passage of the Intermodal Surface Transportation Efficiency Act in 1991. The program, therefore, is not just a collection of projects or a wish list. It is federally mandated that the physically constrained program not exceed resources that are reasonably expected to be available in our regional transportation plan and transportation improvement program. To that end, our program cannot exceed the planning targets set by the state. The program is balanced against the various funding streams to ensure that resources are sufficient to cover proposed expenses. This graph demonstrates the program for all of NYMTC split out by federal fiscal year. Usually, most of the spending happens within the first few years. In this case, we expect to utilize 44% of the total program amount by the end of federal fiscal year 2027 and approximately 18.7% during each of the remaining years in the TIP. There is a steady decline in programmed amounts between federal fiscal year 2026 and federal fiscal year 2028, and then a sudden spike in federal fiscal year 2029 before reversing to the pattern seen in the first 2 years. This pie graph on this slide shows how the proposed TIP's $38.9 billion program is funded. 58% federal aid and 42% state or local aid, respectively. In contrast, the current adopted TIP utilizes more state and local aid, with the split being 40% to 60%. It all comes down to the projects being programmed and the availability of federal funds. There are 908 unique projects of varying sizes and scopes within this program. 280 of these are in the Lower Hudson Valley. Next slide, please. This graph breaks down the highway-related program by project purpose or work type. Most of them are self-explanatory, but I want to take some time to quickly go over some of the ones that are not as intuitive. A study refers to the study of transportation alternatives within a specific route or transportation problem. New construction is for construction of new highways or added lanes on existing roadways. That's why it has its own dedicated work type as opposed to being included among the other categories. And mobility is for projects that aim to reduce the number of one-passenger vehicles and encourage other forms of transportation. And R&P is for reconditioning and preservation. For example, repaving to improve structural integrity and rideability. Okay, next slide, please. In addition to publishing the TIP for public review, NYMTC must make it available in an electronically accessible format. We have the project visualization link shown here for that purpose. The visualization is prepared using ArcGIS Online to help the user to find projects in their area quickly. This link can also be found on the NYMTC website. Next slide, please. NYMTC must comply with federal transportation performance management requirements. The requirements state that the TIP shall include a description of the anticipated effect of the TIP toward achieving performance targets. And NYMTC has established and is using a performance-based approach to transportation decision-making to support national goals for transportation performance. And the anticipated effects of the TIP toward achieving statewide performance targets are described in the proposed federal fiscal year 2026-2030 TIP. The national performance goals include safety, infrastructure condition, including bridge and pavement, congestion reduction, system reliability, freight movement and economic vitality, environmental sustainability, and improved project delivery. To learn more about performance, please download the TIP document and reference Appendix A, where we provide a detailed explanation of the performance measures, our targets, and how our program is meeting them. Next slide, please. Moving on to the development of the 2026-2030 TIP timeline. A 30-day public comment period for both the draft FFY 2026-2030 TIP and the draft transportation conformity determination started on Monday, June 2nd, 2025, and ended at 4 p.m. on Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. From July 29th to August 1st, each TCC is holding executive meeting to recommend this sub-regional project listing on the TIP. On August 21st, 2025, the Program Finance and Administration Committee meeting will recommend the full draft TIP for council adoption. Then on September 5th, 2025, the council meeting to adopt the TIP will be held. The TIP will then be combined with the statewide transportation improvement program for adoption by our federal partners. Thank you for your time and attention. Now I turn it to Stephen Powers to continue the meeting.
Thank you, Ali. I will now ask our Transportation Coordinating Committee members if they would like to say a few words about some of their significant projects on the TIP. We'll start with Putnam County.
Morning. We have several new significant highway projects that I wanted to mention. We have 3 proposed intersection reconstruction projects that would be mitigating congestion in these intersections through approach realignments, grading, expanding the intersection geometry, adding modernized traffic control devices, and turning lanes. And those intersections are Hill Street and 6N, New York State Route 22 and Haviland Hollow Road, and John Simpson Road and Route 6. We also have a reconstruction and resiliency improvement project that's Ludingtonville Road. The roadway needs to be widened and realigned for safety and brought up.
Don't think we can hear you. Craig, can you hear them?
No, I can't.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
So how much could you hear?
That's all again.
Just a few sentences back.
The second, we had a resiliency and reconstruction project, Ludingtonville Road. We have a need to improve stormwater conveyance system. There's significant flooding along that roadway, and widen and realign the roadway as well.
Thank you. But you're caught up. Thanks a lot.
Okay, next is Westchester County.
All right, thank you, Stephen. I'd just like to briefly note two projects that Westchester County is sponsoring that we're particularly excited to have included on the tip. And also they speak to the true multimodal nature of the work that we are doing here in Westchester. One is the Tarrytown-Kensico Trailway Bridge, which proposes using CMAQ funds for design and construction of a new bike ped bridge over the Springbrook Parkway as part of an east-west trail that will link the Bronx River and the North County trails and the old road and aqueduct trailways that we currently have here in Westchester County. Another project that we're particularly excited to have added to the tip for this cycle is capital improvements to the White Plains Trans Center, which would use STP large urban funds to support desperately needing updating of the facility that is our single busiest bus facility in Westchester County, serving about 5,000 passengers per day. This project, upon completion, will improve the rider experience through enhanced circulation, better wayfinding, improved lighting, and many other benefits. I also want to acknowledge the many projects that are sponsored by our member municipalities, the cities and towns and villages within Westchester, along with those that NYSDOT and the MTA are sponsoring, as these are the backbone of the TIP. And we look forward to working with them and everyone to see that these many projects move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is the MTA.
Good morning, or well now, good afternoon. I'm Tiana Grimes, the Director of Capital Funding Management at the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. The MTA's project listings for the 2026 through 2030 Transportation Improvement Program are drawn from the approved MTA 2025 to 2029 capital program, which is focused on achieving a state of good repair for the overall system. For Metro North Railroad, we are advancing a comprehensive portfolio of projects across New York City, Westchester, Putnam, Dutchess, Rockland, and Orange counties. These include investments in rolling stock, stations, track, line structures, communications, signals, shops and yards, and power systems. The key highlights of Metro North's 2025 through 2029 capital program include station ADA improvements, paired with component repair efforts to enhance accessibility and to address state of good repair needs, significant investments in station rehabilitation and signal system upgrades, signal system modernization, including signal normal replacement and signal system renewal of legacy components to improve reliability and performance. And finally, substation replacements and component renewals, addressing aging infrastructure and strengthening power delivery across the system. These projects reflect our continued commitment to safety, accessibility, and reliability for Metro North's riders throughout the Hudson Valley and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the New York State DOT.
And yeah, hi, my name is Sandra Jobson. I'm with the New York State Department of Transportation, work in the Hudson Valley office with Jim. And we just have a few projects that we'd like to share today. One is a project in Putnam County. It's going to be a $7.5 million investment in the reconstruction of State Route 52 at Ludingtonville Road. And we'll be working very closely with Putnam County on that project. In Putnam County, we will be doing, not this construction season, but next construction season, a $22 million resurfacing project along Route 303 and Route 304. And then lastly, in Westchester County, we are looking to reinvest $50 million in the state highway system in 4 communities to support complete street projects. And that includes a segment of Route 9, a segment of Route 22, Route 1, and Yonkers Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the New York State Thruway Authority.
Yeah, I don't have any specific project to report. Thanks.
Okay. Next is Patrick Irvin from the County of Rockland to highlight a few of our projects here in Rockland County.
Sure. Hold on. All right, so I'll give an update for our county highway. And This includes bridge replacements on Main Street and Stony Point, William Street and Pearl River, Gagan Road and Havistraw. Then they'll also be performing some rehabilitation for bridges, Lawrence Street and Spring Valley, Pascack Road and Chestnut Ridge. Future funding also includes the construction of modern roundabouts, Main Street and Zucker Road in New City, Lime Kiln and Wilder Roads in Wesley Hills. We also have some bike ped projects, Central Drive and Central Highway in Stony Point. And then the Spook Rock Road Extension Project, which will connect Sky Meadow Road with Wesley Chapel Road to enable safe access to State Route 202. That's an important project for us. And lastly, Planning and Public Transportation will be finalizing right-of-way acquisition for the Railroad Crossing Safety Improvement Project on the West Shore Line. This will install supplemental safety measures at 13 grade crossings in Orangetown, Clarkstown, and Havistraw, and will make the crossings eligible for future quiet zone designations under the Federal Railroad Administration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, members, for sharing these important project descriptions. Moving on now to public participation. The main public review period for the proposed fiscal year 2026 through 2030 TIP was held from June 2nd through July 1st. We have set aside 15 minutes in today's agenda for formal public participation. Registered speakers will be heard on a first-come, first-served basis. If the speakers have a written version of their comments, please share them with us so they can be included in the written record of this meeting. Participants in the conference room in Rockland County can provide written comments to a Transportation Coordinating Committee staff member. Those participating remotely can indicate in the chat that you have written comments available. We ask the speakers to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Those participating in the webinar may also enter comments into the chat. I will now ask Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee staff member Bob Mortel to please identify the registered speakers.
So I believe we do not have any registered speakers. Is that true, Stephanie? I know we do not have any here.
We don't have anything online.
Okay. Okay. No registered speakers.
Okay, so we'll proceed. So no comments have been entered into the webinar chat. Okay.
Nothing in the chat so far, no.
No? Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, thank you. We'll move to the action items. The resolution and previous meeting synopsis we are about to act on are available at the sign-in table and at New York Mass Transportation Council's website, www.nymtc.org. They're also available to the members in your meeting packages. The first item in the synopsis of the last executive meeting held on September 7, 2022. May I have a motion to accept the September 7th meeting synopsis?
This motion, Craig Lader, Westchester County.
Thank you, Westchester County. May I have a second?
Second, Barbara Burgosa, Putnam County.
Is there any discussion? Okay, we will now vote on by roll call of the voting members. Putnam County.
Aye.
Rockland County, aye. Westchester County,
Aye.
Metropolitan Transportation Authority,
Tiana Grimes, aye.
New York State Department of Transportation,
Rusak, aye.
New York State Thruway Authority.
Nancy Zhou, aye.
Okay, thank you all. The motion passes. And we'll now move to the next action item, which is Resolution MHS-2025-1. I will ask Ali Mohseni, Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee Staff Director, to introduce the resolution.
Thank you, Esteban. Resolution MHS-2025-1 recommends the proposed project listings for the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee to the full NYMTC Council for inclusion in the 2026-2030 TIP. NYMTC delegated Mid-Hudson South TCC the responsibility for recommending the project listings for Putnam, Westchester, and Rockland County for inclusion in NYMTC TIP, and that the project listings were developed in accordance with federal regulations. The proposed project listings have gone through a 30-day public review period. I request that the Mid-Hudson South TCC recommends the proposed listing for inclusion in NYMTC's federal fiscal year 2026-2030 TIP.
Thank you, Ali. May I have a motion to accept resolution MHS-2025-1?
Motion, Barbara Burhosa, Putnam County.
May I have a second?
Second, Jim Rusak, New York State DOT.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will now vote by a roll call of the voting members. Putnam County,
Aye.
Rockland County, Stephen Powers, aye. Westchester County,
Aye.
Metropolitan Transportation Authority,
Aye, Tiana Grimes.
New York State Department of Transportation,
Aye, Jim Rusak.
New York State Thruway Authority,
Aye, Nancy Zhou.
Thank you all. The motion passes. We will now turn our final action item, the selection of a new chair for the Mid-Hudson South Transportation Coordinating Committee. For the Joint Transportation Coordinating Committee operating procedures, I've been informed that the members have unanimously selected Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins as the next TCC chair. I will ask Craig Lader, Westchester County representative, to say a few words on his behalf.
Thank you, Stephen. On behalf of Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins, I would like to thank everyone for the opportunity to chair the Mid-Hudson South TCC. Westchester County has great appreciation for the work done at the TCC level, and we value the strong relationships we have with our partner members that enable us to work together to move our counties and region forward to maintain and improve the mobility of people and goods. As you saw in the earlier presentation, there's a tremendous amount of important projects and work being implemented and planning being done. This would not be possible without the leadership and expertise of Ali and the entire Mid-Hudson South TCC staff, who bring members to the table on a monthly basis to provide critical updates and to conduct activities, including the all-important brokering sessions that empowered us all to best program federal funds and as ambitiously and responsibly as possible. And we look forward over the course of the county executive's chairmanship to continue that. So thank you again.
Thank you. The Westchester County Executive's first duty will be to convene the next Transportation Coordinating Committee executive meeting. NYMTC staff will arrange the details of the meeting and the public will be notified. Our next agenda item is new business. Do any of the committee members have any other business to discuss? Okay. Hearing none, our formal agenda for today's meeting is concluded. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion, Barbara Burhosa.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Regulator, Westchester County.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, thank you all. The motion passes and this meeting is adjourned.
Congratulations. Great job.
You're in charge.
I'm in charge.
You're in charge. I'm delegating. Get to John Hancock.
Pleasure being here. Whatever you need, John.